Yeah, and Enda McGinley seems to have a big influence on the Antrim side as well. Obviously, having come in as manager, I've listened to him a couple of times on off the ball, and I was listening to him when he was speaking about Proposal B and maybe some of the changes that should be made there and whatnot. So he seems, I suppose, not just like a good coach, but very intelligent. He knows the game very well. He's obviously, won an All Ireland himself with Tyrone. So I suppose he knows, football no better than anyone, and he's probably the perfect man to have going into Division 3 for 2022.
He is, yeah. I suppose Stevie O'Neill's there as right hand man as well, and there's another, an iconic figure really in Gaelic football, Stephen O'Neill. Antrim players will look up to these fellas. They want to play for him, and just at the end of last month, we had the Antrim Club All Stars awards night just in Devonish, and Enda was up speaking. He was interviewed just during the night, and pretty much what he was saying. It's when I came into the Antrim setup, it seemed to be the players had this idea that what you fellas were doing down in Tyrone, you've got this magic formula that it's not what you lads are doing is the exact same stuff we were doing. Of course, with a few different tweaks with, I suppose, this tactics and stuff move on these days. But it's there's no magic formula here. You're doing exactly the same thing. You just need to shed this second-class citizen outlook you have about yourselves, because there's no reason why you can't go on and push on. I don't know why you have this mindset. So the big thing for McGinley is to try and kind of put a stop to that and get Antrim people really believing in themselves. I know teams will always say, yes, we believe in ourselves, we're confident, but do you really? And I think getting that promotion, that'll help. Get in against a pretty good schedule, just looking at Division 3 next year. You've Westmeath, Laois, Fermanagh, Limerick, Longford and Wicklow. I mean, they're all good games for Antrim. On their day, Antrim could be thinking we could win the vast majority of those. So why not target Division 2? And McGinley will instill that belief. Steve O'Neill will instill that belief, because the players know, here's a couple of lads who've been there, they've done it. And if anybody's going to tell us how to get to the top, then it may as well be those two.
Yeah, and like what you said there with Division 3, like it does look fairly wide open. Like probably maybe Westmeath are the favourites maybe to finish top and maybe win the division. But I think after that, really, there's a pick of teams there you could pick out. Like there's no kind of side you'd say, oh well, they'll definitely get relegated or they'll definitely get promoted. Like it does seem very wide open, and maybe whoever can go on a bit of a run. Maybe if Antrim can use their experience at home, like it could be a promotion could be on the cards again, or at least being up there or challenging anyways.
Well, that's it. Like a lot of those teams mentioned, like Limerick and Wicklow. There's teams been playing Division 4 the last couple of years, and getting results against. So, I mean, there should be no great fear going into a lot of these games. Fermanagh and Ulster Derby, I know Antrim's record against Fermanagh the last lot of years they've played hasn't been great, but, it's a game that Antrim will probably think that they've got a good chance of picking up a couple of points, getting a result there. You're right, you're saying about Westmeath, yeah, they will probably be favourites. But outside of that, I mean, there's an opportunity to pick up points. The main thing is do not get relegated back to Division 4 again. I just know that whatever, you kind of have to stay here at least. It'd be lovely to go and try and get back-to-back promotion. It did happen under the Baker Bradley years. Many years ago, went from 4 to 2 in 2 seasons. But it's imperative. You can't, having taken so long to get out of Division 4, find yourself back down there again and start all over again. That just would be it doesn't bear thinking about, really.
Yeah, like, because I suppose you see with Cavan and Tipperary going down to Division 4, and even looking at Division 4, like Division 4 looks fairly tough as well. So you don't want to fall down there, because I'm sure maybe Cavan Tip or whoever maybe might be coming back up to Division 3. But even with them down in Division 4, like it's a great opportunity to, I suppose, solidify in Division 3 or push up for a promotion race, because even looking at the quality in Division 2 as well and who might be coming down, like I think Division 3 might be a lot stronger next year than it is this year.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And you've got to factor in as well the change of the championship and the Tailteann Cup. I don't think we've got this completely figured out what way it's going to be working, but more than likely you're going to be playing in the secondary competition. Everybody wants to be competing for Sam. So you want to be kind of playing Division 2 to make sure that you're kind of in that bracket. So teams will be fighting for lives, not just for league promotion, because of what the tie into the championship as well. So I think it'd be a real dogfight, these games. It'd be nearly like a championship intensity, I think, the league this year.
Yeah, I suppose as well, like, because I'm sure with the success of Kickham's Cregan and whatnot over in Antrim, and I suppose that spirited performance against Clan Éireann, like there's definitely I suppose I'd imagine a lot of good players coming through the ranks at the minute. I know we were speaking at the start and you were talking about, I suppose, Paddy Cunningham's retired and a few other players have opted out. But is there any players there you think that, could make an impact or players to watch out for Antrim in 2022?
Yeah, well, listen, it's a Jamie McCann from Creggan. He's in the panel. He had a really good couple of years, actually, because Creggan were hugely unlucky not to win the championship last year. They were beaten in extra time by Corrigan in a fantastic game. Managed to get one over their neighbours, this year and finish the job. But Jamie McCann, really good year. Rory McCann, there's two. I always get confused. That's the problem with Antrim. You've got Rory McCann from Aggallan and one from Creggan. You had two Conor McCanns in the Creggan team, so it was a journalist's nightmare. But Jamie, big year. He's in really good free taker as well, so he could have a massive impact if he comes in. Rory McCann from both the pair of them actually, from Creggan and Aggallan, have the capability to be top level players. Paddy's going to have to be replaced. I suppose Ram Murray who's the left footer, is the one that you're maybe looking at there, that maybe try and take over that mantle as your go-to scorer. If you can find that sort of consistency, that'll be big. Young lad Connor Stewart actually came in this year from a young lad who's only under 21 from Ballymena. Really good year, really impressed every time he played. So can he push on and really kind of establish himself at the heart of midfield again, because the likes of Big McKeevers now, he's dropped off. So that could be his opportunity to make that jersey his own completely, and make himself a mainstay of the team.
And Cavan coming up first then in the Ulster Senior Football Championship as well, which is probably a good draw in many ways for Antrim, I suppose, with the fact that Cavan are obviously actually a division below Antrim in 2021, which I don't think many people could have predicted at the start of they'll be in this. Cavan will be the division above in 2022. There's me mixing up the years, but the start of 2021, I don't think many people would have expected Cavan to be, Cavan to be decided to get relegated and Antrim to be decided to get promoted. But that's a decent draw as well, I suppose. And I remember watching that game in the Ulster Championship there in 2020, and Cavan, probably wasn't the best game in all honesty, but it was a close enough game. So, there is a potential for a surprise or a shock there, I suppose, given Cavan's nature over the past couple of years.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, you think back to that game at Breffni Park. Antrim were right in that at half-time. I think Cavan played them nearly all the second half with 14 players between black cards, and for some reason Antrim just lost. There was a big goal chance that came and went. Had that gone in, it could have been a different game, but Cavan just managed to steady themselves a bit, and they managed to get the scores needed. Antrim seemed to run out of juice a small bit maybe after about 10 minutes of the second half. But to look back at that game and think, that's one that got away. And Cavan, of course, they went on to win the Ulster Championship. So, I think Antrim, with the home draw, I don't know how that's going to work out now, because Corrigan Park, I think the capacity is maybe something like 4,000 or 5,000. Will the Ulster Council allow that to go ahead in Corrigan Park, or will they move it to Armagh or Newry or somewhere? I think Antrim will be insisting that they get the home tie. That would make a big difference as well, getting that game at Corrigan Park than having to concede your home advantage and go down and play it, say, in the athletic grounds or so. But yeah, I think once that draw was made, a lot of Antrim people were thinking, that you couldn't have asked for better.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good draw. I think it's a good one to have, all right. And I suppose we'll see, what the momentum or the form book is like for both teams, and when that game comes around. And as you were mentioning earlier as well, the Tier 2 Championship, and we don't really know the structures around it or how it's going to work. Thank you very much for watching this clip of the very most recent podcast uploaded on the channel. If you do enjoy this content, please leave a like and subscribe so you're notified every time I do drop a new upload, and it does very much help the channel grow and help the channel reach more people. So I very much would appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the video. You can also follow the page on Instagram, and you can also follow on Facebook, Twitter, Spotify. You can follow on all social media platforms as well. So if you're not already followed over there, go over there and give the page a follow to help the channel grow as well. So I do very much appreciate anyone tuning in, and I'll see you all later.